Hello guys, welcome to my channel. Now most of my videos on my channel are based on treating past GCE questions, that is for ordinary level and advanced level. Now before I do continue, I'd like you guys to subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you'll be informed of my new videos. Now, most of the subjects that I treat on some of my videos for both ordinary and advanced level are geography, history, economics, commerce, citizenship, religion, English language, treating past questions, helping students to answer past GCE questions. Now, in this video, principally, I'm going to focus on advanced level geography, paper 2, where I'm going to be treating 2015 past GCE question 2015. Now, normally for the advanced level geography paper 2, it's good to know how the paper is structured. The paper is structured into 3 sections. You have section A, section B, and section C. Now, section A is physical geography, and it's set on 3 branches. You have question 1, which is from hydrology and meteorology. Question 2, geomorphology, and question 3, biogeography. Now you have section B, which is human geography. With section B, they set from 3 branches. You have population geography, you have economic geography, and you have settlement geography. And section C, they set on contemporary issues, where environmental issues are being given, and mostly they ask you for the causes, consequences, solutions to their problems, to the environmental issues. Now, here in this video, I'm going to highlight mostly on question 3, which is in section A, that is biogeography. Then I'll treat question 4 and 5 under section B, and question 6 under section C. Other videos I detailedly explain in the various past GCE questions. I detailedly explain for other subjects. Now, the question 3 here: to what extent does climate influence ecosystem productivity? Now, with this question, you have to bring out your introduction, and now your introduction have to carry out definition of key terms and a linking statement. That is how you are going to answer your question. Now, definition of key terms. What are the key terms here that you are defining? You are defining ecosystem, and you are defining ecosystem productivity. Now, when we talk of an ecosystem is a natural unit made up of living things, that is the biotic factors, and non-living things, that is abiotic factors, interacting with each other. That's an ecosystem. After defining, you also bring out the next key term, which is what? Ecosystem productivity. Ecosystem productivity is the rate of formation of biomass in an ecosystem. Then now you bring out a transitional statement that is introducing you to your answer plan. Now you say in the subsequent paragraphs below, the factors or the climatic factors influencing ecosystem productivity will be examined. Now you bring them in paragraphic forms. You have to know that there are 4 climatic factors influencing ecosystem productivity. You have amount of sunlight, you have water, you have temperature, and you have wind or air. These are the 4 factors, climatic factors influencing ecosystem productivity, and you bring out these factors in paragraph. That means the first factor, which is sunlight, you bring in the first paragraph. Firstly, amount of sunlight. You explain how sunlight influence ecosystem productivity. The second paragraph, you explain on water. The third paragraph also you explain on temperature, and the last paragraph you explain on wind and air, how they are going to influence ecosystem productivity. Now, the next part of the second part of this question, it does not end there. The second part of this question, you said despite the climatic factors influencing ecosystem productivity, there are other factors that will also influence ecosystem productivity. Now, the other factors that will influence ecosystem productivity, you have anthropogenic factors, which are human factors, and you have soil fertility of minerals, and you have chlorophyll. These are the other factors that will influence what? Ecosystem productivity. Now you bring out these other factors in paragraphic form and you also explain. Now for section B, question 4. Section B, question 4A is it goes thus: what do you understand by the population problem? 8 marks. Then the B part, how can agriculture be improved to solve the population problem? 15 marks. That's section B, human geography. And this section B is on population geography. Now the A part, you start by defining population problem as a situation where the available resources of a country is less than the total population, or it is a situation where the total population is more than the available resources. Now you go forward by saying population problem is as a result of increase in birth rate and increase in immigration. These are the major problems of, or the major causes, of population problem. Now, after having given this in your introduction, continue by saying some in the paragraphs below, some population problems will be examined. Now you bring out. Now the population problems include: 1, you have unemployment; 2, you have food shortage. Yes, you have unemployment, you have food shortage. Another problem here is high crime wave. And the next problem, you have congestion. These are the problems. These are the population problems. Then the B part of the question. The B part now, the B part, they've asked you to, how can agriculture be improved? How can agriculture be improved? Or how can agriculture be improved to solve the problem, or to solve the population problem? That's a B question. That's a B section. Now with this question, now you are bringing in, firstly, you define agriculture. Agriculture is the cultivation of crops and rearing of animals, either for home consumption or for sale. Full stop. We bring out now a traditional statement: agriculture can be improved to solve population problems in the following ways. Now, the ways in which agriculture can be improved to solve population problems. The first, you have increase productivity of land. Increasing productivity of land. That's the first way. The second, improve on technology. The third, agricultural intensification. The fourth, you have open more agricultural land. The next, you have farm to market roads should be arranged. The next, agricultural schools should be open in order to train the population on the modern methods of farming. So these are the various ways in which agriculture can be improved in order to solve the population problem. So that's under section B, question 4. Now in question 5, they ask, compare and contrast the land use model of Sinclair and von Tonnel. Very important, 25 marks. Now with this question, to attempt this question, your introduction should bring about a historical fact of Robert Sinclair's model and von Tonnel's model. Now, Robert Sinclair proposed his theory in 1967, and his theory states that the intensity of production increases with increasing distance from the city. That's how he brought out his theory. And on the other hand, von Tonnel now published his theory in a book titled The Isolated State. In the year 1826, he was the first person to publish this theory, the theory on agriculture. Now, von Tonnel states that the city is located within an isolated state, which is self-sufficient and has no external influence. So those are the two concepts put forth by these two writers. Now, to bring out their differences, you see now in the subsequent paragraphs below, the differences between Robert Sinclair's model and von Tonnel's model will be examined. Firstly, the first difference, von Tonnel observed that transportation costs and perishability determines the location of a commodity's production. Hence, he proposed that perishable goods like market gardening, which entails cultivation of vegetables, and dairy farming should be practiced close or near city centers, while ranching should take place far away from city centers. But Sinclair claims that agricultural activities should take place far away from city centers. That's the first difference I can bring between these two theories or models. The second, Vontone brought in 5 main rings in his theory, where he explained that in the first ring, it contains perishable goods like vegetables and milk, which should be practiced close to the city centers, while ranching should be practiced far away from the city centers because the animals can be easily transported to their market. They can transport themselves to their market. But Sinclair is against this, as he proposed that agriculture should be practiced away from the city land because he believed the city should be used for urban development. Another difference is that what Sinclair explains that agricultural activities close to the city is not necessary because the city is too important and should be used for urban development. Whereas Vontonio explains that what perishable goods and heavy goods should be practiced close to their city in order to save transport, while less heavy or bulky goods should be practiced far away from their city. So according to Vontonia, it is important because the urban centers will help in agriculture. Now, another difference I can add here is that Vontone explains that the cost of land is too expensive to close to the city center. So intensive agriculture should be practiced close to the city center, while extensive agriculture should be practiced far away from the city center because land is cheap away from city centers. But Sinclair insists and explains that since land is expensive close to the city centers, the land should be used for urban development and not agriculture. So those are some differences that you can put in place. Now you can add by saying Vontone explains that transport cost increases with increase in distance from the city. That is, transport cost is expensive far away from the city. While Sinclair is against this, as he explained that the cost of transport reduces with increase in distance. So these are some differences between these two. Then with the contemporary issues, which is the section C, under contemporary issues, in section C, they say what are the effects of present climate change? 17 marks. B, explain the efforts which have been made to curb the negative effects. So you are just to bring the effect of climate change in various paragraphs. Then the B part, you explain solutions that have been brought to curb these problems, or these problems caused by by climate change. So make sure you subscribe, like the video.